This episode of the Seventh Valkyrie Podcast is brought to you entirely by fan support. To help keep the series ad-free, get early access and bonus features, browse gear and apparel, join the community, or watch the series come to life in living color, you can check out the links in the description. Hey everybody, this is Colin, back with another episode of the Seventh Valkyrie Podcast. I hope that you guys are all doing wonderful out there on this 4th of July week. And if you're not in the U.S. and you don't celebrate 4th of July, then I hope it's, either if it's a good middle of hot summer for you, and if it's not, then enjoy the Southern Hemisphere, and where toilet bowls go and the other way around. Always a little weird to be celebrating the birthday of America after she has been kind of rude to some people, especially our institutions have been a little rough. Don't need to get into that right now. I've been frustrated about it enough. Anyway, I will have a time later on in the podcast. Probably want to get back before season 2 starts, because after that we're going to be all in season 2. Just talking about kind of the state of things, and I think it's, Seventh Valkyrie was originally created way back when because I wanted to, tell a story that had relevance to the real world, but also was an awesome adventure. And so I think we're getting there, but I think part of the fun of this podcast platform and this kind of space that I get to share with you guys is getting to talk about some of the social issues and some of the things that I think about that tend to influence issues in the Seventh Valkyrie. War, politics, people, social issues, these are all things that we are wrangling with right now, both in America and elsewise. So it's always, I think it's interesting to kind of put some context to some of the real world stuff that's influencing some of the fantasy world stuff that happens in Seventh Valkyrie. Anyway, that's all for another date. Right now, I'm wrapping up a vacation. Got a last weekend with my lovely lady friend up in New York City. And things are going well. We had a great trip over to Maine, and I'll be cruising back on home and have a nice little 7-week push that hopefully, if all goes well, will lead to the creation and finalization, or at least we'll be getting close to season 2. Things are written, as you guys know. Edits are about a quarter of the way through, or getting close to a third. And yeah, so right now, it's a Friday afternoon, finishing up some work. And I'll also kind of get back in my studio. So next week, you guys can look forward to having an actual podcast with my actual studio, as opposed to kind of coming to you guys from the road, which is fun in its own way, but I'd prefer to be, back in. As you guys can tell, I'm a little congested. Maybe that's affecting my voice a tiny bit. Anyway, all that to say, just a spur of the moment thoughts. Let's see. I was going to do this for 4 minutes. What do I have for the next minute? Blah 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 blah. These are the weird vocalizations that I do just because I'm a weirdo. So I thought I'd share them with you. Well, I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing here. It's been a long week, a lot of fun, a lot of amazing time. But yeah. Well, I will not keep this going on too long. Look at just making calls in the middle of it. I guess at this point I've only got 25 seconds left of actual content, so we can start wrapping it up. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. We'll be back kind of with our a little bit more organized format rather than these kind of scatterbrained updates, which are fun in their own way. But we'll get back to the real meat of it, and I've got some fun topics I want to talk about. So in the meantime, have a great night, guys. Keep crushing it, stay beautiful, and I love you. Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Seventh Valkyrie Podcast, which is brought to you entirely by fan support. To help keep the series ad-free, get early access and bonus features, browse gear and apparel,
join the community, or watch the series come to life in living color, you can check out the links in the description.